What's up, everyone? Today we're gonna be reacting to the Jerry Epstein files. We all know this guy was a menace, one of the greatest spies, in my opinion. He was top tier spy. Okay, forget about those James Bond movies. Forget about all of that. The greatest spy ever. I think we're ever gonna see in the 21st century. So let's react today. We're gonna be dead ass, no bullshit. You know what I mean? Yeah, guys, some joking here and there if the opportunity comes. Really, I've been ducking this video for the longest time. A lot of people wanted me to react to this. A lot of people wanted to hear my opinion about this. And bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a really shit show. It's a shit show of everyone, everything. It's a shit show. Okay, so we're gonna be reacting to the shit show, and I will be giving my honest, truthful opinions about this entire shit show that's been going on, that I've quite frankly been ducking. But today, the duck is over. Let's get it today, chat. Like and subscribe, and let's react today. Let me just put this on the story. Hold on, chat. Let me just put this on the story. Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. I'm gonna do this right from the beginning. You know what I mean? All right, let's get it. All right, let's get it. Let's get it, guys. Let's get it. Let's get it. Jerry Epstein, let's get it.
Huge bombshells about some of the most powerful people on the planet. I can't believe they let some of this stuff out.
You know, I don't... Let me tell you something, bro. I don't like talking politics at all. But when the time comes... might have to dip my toe a little bit. By the way, we got a new chair. We're not broke anymore. We finally escaped the Matrix. We got a new chair. See, we're improving. We're getting the money up and lowering the funny up. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
The FBI just dropped 3.5 million files, and it is incredible. Huge bombshells about some of the most powerful people on the planet. I can't believe they let some of this stuff out. I mean, it is stunning. Honestly, one of the biggest lies we've seen is the idea that the FBI could possibly come to us and say, not only is there not a client list, there was no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals. Guys, we're about to see planned blackmail to one of the most powerful people on the planet, and that is Bill Gates. Listen, there's a lot we're gonna get to, but we have to start with probably the craziest revelation here, which is Jeffrey Epstein emailing himself about Bill Gates. Now, if you don't know, Bill Gates and Epstein had a relationship post 2008. That's a big...
What kind of relationship we talking about? The one where, you know, minors are present, or, you know, the normal one business relationship? Which relationship are we really talking about?
You're going to hear a lot today because 2008 was the time that Epstein pled guilty for soliciting of
Soliciting? That's crazy.
somebody under the age
It's
of
no surprise.
18.
It's
he
no
was
surprise.
a predator at this point. Everybody knew it. Now, eventually, Bill Gates would get divorced when all of this came out. Melinda Gates said it was part of the direct cause for the divorce. She said she met Epstein and said he was evil.
He was evil personified.
So you have to understand, this is like Bill Gates' kryptonite. He's one of the richest men on the planet. He's got this huge philanthropy arm. But this relationship with Epstein has
Look,
been...
anybody, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something right now, okay? Anybody that, you know, tries to seem like an angel, that they're white, they are the worst demon known to man. No one's perfect. I would say the opposite. The person that does mistakes, I respect someone that does mistakes, acknowledges them, learns from them, and becomes a better person. I know their mistakes. It's evident. Their mistakes are evident. Then him doing all this, trying to make himself look like a beautiful white dove flying in the sky. No one's like that. Everybody got mistakes. If you're trying on purpose to hide your mistakes, something's wrong with you, and you are the worst of demons. Anybody that's like that, yeah, it's good to hide your mistakes, but you going out of your way, spending, you know, billions in charity. Meanwhile, we find out your ass went to one of these little Epstein parties. What does that mean, bro? You're the worst of people.
a huge problem for him. And Epstein appears to have known that because in 2013, Bill Gates appears to be distancing himself from Jeffrey Epstein. And Epstein seems to have a problem with that. He says, I assume the dedication to our relation went both ways. Larry has now asked me to recommit to a confidentiality agreement. Basically, he's got to shut up about his relationship with Bill Gates. And this is where the blackmail starts, and it comes in the form of like, if I were you, I would do X if I were the type of guy that you should be. He says, in that regard, I suggest I buy you the house that you had your heart set on. In addition to 5 years of severance, we'll buy you out of the investment contract we agreed upon, 30 to 40% of an $100 million partnership for $30 million in today's terms. That's what I would have done had I been in your shoes. Then he lays out what he has on Bill Gates, or what he says he has. Oh, to add...
Greatest buy. Bro, say, maybe I'm an idiot. Say whatever you want. This is clearly a spy. It's a spy, bro. If I have something on you, let's say we're in a classroom right now, right? I'm a student. We're in a math class, you know. I'm taking a test. I don't know shit on the test, right? I don't know nothing on the test. But you know, I got a couple photos of my teacher, right? Talking to minors. So you know what I'm gonna do? I don't know shit on the test. Yo, teacher, either you give me 100 right now, or this photo goes out. What is that? How did I get those photos anyway? What does that make me? I'm a spy. I'm using blackmail to further benefit. I'm benefiting off you. I had this picture of you talking to minors. I'm benefiting off you, bro. Where did I get the pictures? What does that mean? I'm a spy. I'm a spy trying to get my benefit. It's no surprise. Anybody that doesn't think this guy's a spy, he's an idiot. Because it's spying. This is spying and blackmail.
Implore me to delete the emails I had regarding your STD.
Yeah.
Your request that I provide you antibiotics that you could surreptitiously...
He's basically saying, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna tell everyone you got an STD.
Yeah, and the description of your... I mean, this is insane. It's completely
this is,
insane.
yeah,
Like,
blackmail, yeah.
laying
The
out
blackmail
text,
king.
I would give me millions of dollars, and I can't believe you're asking me to delete the message where you were gonna give STD medication to your wife without her knowledge. I mean, it's complete. It's crazy. It's just completely.
Look, the white angel. What happened? White angel. What happened? Mr. Bill Gates. What happened? Everything's going in the toilet. Everything's going to shit. Everything's going to shit.
Here, it's just a nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Here's what you should do. But now that coming out after Epstein's death, this looks really bad.
Don't say. I don't. Come on, bro. You can't bullshit the bullshitter. Okay, my bullshit alarms go off 24/7. They go off everywhere. They go off at the park. They go off playing basketball. They go out. I know. I can smell the bullshit. He didn't die. You know, call me crazy. Call me. He did not die. You're telling me somebody that has all this power that was blackmailing presidents, bro, presidents and world leaders, that has connections to Putin, connections to all these people. You're telling me this will, oops, died in a jail cell? Come on, bro. Uncle Jimmy dies in a jail cell, not someone like this that has blackmail on every single leader, celebrity, politician. Come on, don't bullshit me now, bro. Don't bullshit me. You get, oh yeah, and the night of his death, oops, the lights went off and the cameras went off. Oops, it was an escape plan. All right, where's the body? He died. All right, bro, he died. Rest in peace to that boy. Where's his body at? No body. Where's the body? Nothing. Somebody like that can't die in a oopsie doopsie jail cell. Come on, you cannot bullshit me. That boy's still alive.
States, obviously, because you usually wouldn't blackmail somebody for something that's completely false or fake. I mean, maybe he did that. But we also know Bill Gates had affairs. Obviously, Melinda credits it for their divorce. So it's hard to believe there was nothing sketchy going on. Bill Gates, of course, maintains that it was completely above board. He says the fact this allegation was in here just shows how much Epstein was willing to defame people. But Epstein lays it out. He says he helped Bill get drugs in order to deal with the consequences of sex with Russian girls, facilitating his illicit trysts with married women, and to being asked to provide Adderall for bridge tournaments. Look, guys.
Mr. Gates, I didn't know your answer's so freaky, Gates. Oh my God, bro.
Married women, and to being asked to provide Adderall for bridge tournaments. Look, guys, this is exactly what we suspected the whole time. Epstein was providing services to rich people and expecting payment via blackmail. Now you might say, and it's true, that we don't know that Epstein ultimately sent that version of an email to Gates. All we know is he sent that to himself. He may have planned the blackmail and just been drafting something. But what we do know are two things. The Wall Street Journal has reported that Gates was threatened by Epstein over an affair. We also know that after this blackmail email Jeffrey sent to himself was written, eventually...
Let me tell you something, bro. There's something... This is what I believe. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe, you know. For these emails to go out, you know, where were these emails 5 years ago? Where were these emails 6 years ago, 8 years ago? Why is it just now? Whoa, just now being appeared. I'll tell you, there's something going on. It's a manipulation tactic, bro. When you have the secrets, say what you want. These are the secrets of the US, bro. These are the secrets of all the presidents, of all the politicians, and all their bullshit. It's all their secrets. Why now all their secrets are now just being revealed? There's something weird, bro. There's something weird going on. I don't just show you my social security number unless I have a replacement or have a plan B. I don't just show you one of my secrets for funsies. No one does that. No one tells you a secret unless they have or they know something more important than that secret. So there's something fishy going on. You know, these emails, they weren't just released for funsies. Oh yeah, guys, look at it. In my opinion, much deeper reason. To be honest, I think they don't give a shit anymore. Whatever, yeah, we can find out tomorrow that, and it's all true, that they were in a devil cult sacrificing babies. They don't give a shit anymore. What are me and you, what are we gonna do? We're not gonna do shit. Can we do anything? We're not gonna do shit. Yeah, we know now. They don't care anymore. They already have the power. The people, they already have the power. They don't give a shit anymore. Whether they reveal it, they don't reveal it, they don't give a shit. They reveal it, bro. They eat babies. Billions of dollars are still going their way. Whether you like it or not, whether you hate the person or not, they don't care anymore, bro. That's the reason why they're being revealed, because they don't give a shit anymore. They really don't. All these people need in the files, they don't give a shit anymore, and that's quite evident from all the secrets that are being
$2 million
shown right here.
donation to MIT directed by Jeffrey Epstein, which is a bit weird if you had distanced yourself from the guy and y'all had this big falling out. Now again, do we know for sure that Bill Gates did all of that? No, of course we don't. But do I think Bill Gates was innocently looking for charity advice from a after he already pled guilty? No, I don't. I'm sorry, I'm not that gullible. And speaking of not that gullible, we've been lied to also by another richest guy on the planet. Geez, it's a shock why they don't want to put this out. Elon Musk, who has been saying for years that it is a lie that he went to Epstein's island. In fact, he says he refused to go. From Elon, he says, Epstein tried to get me to go to his island. I refused. He says, anyone pushing this false narrative deserves complete contempt. Later responding to another headline which said Elon Musk planned trip to Epstein's private island. And he says, this is false. But of course, we start to dig through the files and we can see on Epstein's calendar that Elon Musk is booked in December 6th of 2014. But maybe you don't believe that. That's just the word of Jeffrey Epstein. But maybe you'll believe the word of Elon Musk, who was caught emailing Jeffrey Epstein to go to his island post the guilty plea. Elon Musk writes, will be in BVI St. Bart's area over the holidays. Good time to visit. Jeffrey Epstein says, I will send a heli for you. Later, Elon Musk writes to Epstein, probably just to Lula and me, his ex-wife, what day and night would be the wildest party on your island? The what?
Yeah. These people are bullshitters, bro. Every single word, every single thing they tweet out, all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I can smell it. Yeah, I didn't go. Hell no, I didn't go to no party. Meanwhile, the next emo, yeah, it's gonna be the craziest party ever. You know, bro, all these bulls are bullshitting, bro. All of them are bullshitting.
Is asking the most pedophile man for the wildest party on his island. And then it gets more explicit. In 2012, remember, this is a guy who said, I refused it. I could never do that, right? It's false. But here in 2012, he says, do you have any parties planned? I've been working to the edge of my sanity this year. I really want to hit the party scene.
Yeah, I never went. God forbid, bro. Are you accusing me of going? Meanwhile, his ass is asking him, yo, please, daddy, please, daddy, when's the next party? Please, I missed the minors. Fucking lying ass.
St. Bart's or elsewhere and let loose. The invitation is much appreciated, but a peaceful island experience is the opposite of what I'm looking for. Guys, he can't even play the I went.
This motherfucker got, bro, he doesn't want no peaceful islands. He got islands in Greece, bro. Talk about, yeah, no shit, he doesn't want a peaceful. Come on, bro.
Study math excuse, which is what all these guys do. They say, hey, I just went to go talk to scientists. Elon's like, hey, I don't want to do that. I'm looking for a party. That's what I'm here to do. And then Jeffrey Epstein writes, understood, I will see you on St. Barth. The ratio on my island might make your ex-wife uncomfortable. I can't believe these guys are lying to us and people are swallowing it still, thinking that Elon Musk had nothing to do with this guy. So again, that's 2012. That's 2014. But guess what? There's another time in 2013. I mean, this seems like a yearly thing with the boys. Here, once again, Elon Musk writes, we'll be in the BVI St. Bart's area over the holidays. Again, is there a good time to visit? Jeffrey Epstein, any day, 1st to the 8th. Play it by ear if you want. Always space for you. They then plan some more, and you might think, well, if Elon ever told the truth, this is when he has to reject, right? Because he said, I refused. But actually, it appears to be one of those cases where, like, your friend says, like, oh, bro, I dumped her. And actually, it was the other way. Yeah, it turns out Elon didn't dump the p***. The p*** dumped Elon. He says bad news.
Bad news. No more island parties for you, buddy. Get the hell, yo, that's crazy. His ass dumped you. Imagine, bro, being dumped by Jeffrey Epstein, bro. He doesn't want you at the parties no more. You gotta be a serious party pooper, bro.
My schedule will keep me in New York. Hopefully we can schedule another time in the future.
Like, Jeffrey, bro, your ass was probably getting all the minors for the king of pedophilia telling you don't come to my parties no more, bro. That's hilarious.
Keep me in New York. Hopefully we can schedule another time in the future. Jeffrey Epstein let Elon down. That's actually the real story. Is the reason he didn't go in 2013 was because he couldn't go. Jeffrey
Your-
Epstein
your
was
ass
not
got-
there. Guys, I
Yo,
mean,
your ass got kicked out of the minor club. No more minors for you, buddy. Time to go get the balls above 18.
how blatant do they have to make it before we start to just see through it, right? When they issue these ridiculous denials, they're totally associated with the guy after the guilty plea. They lie through their teeth, but they can't even keep their story straight. I mean, that's what's crazy. They're not even competent at this. They get caught in their own lies all the time. Remember, the FBI's official story was they didn't blackmail. Well, before we even had these files, Howard Lutnick was on the record calling Jeffrey Epstein the greatest blackmailer ever.
So how come Bill Gates...
Not
and
only
all
a
these
blackmailer, a spy. You're telling me how the fuck does this bull have all the dirt on people? Come on, bro. Like, come on. You don't think this bull was working with an intelligence agency? Come on, bro. Like, fork in the kitchen, toilet found in the bathroom, food found in the fridge. Everybody knows. Where the hell were you getting this information from? Your ass is a whole math teacher. Mr. Math Teacher, how the hell do you have all the secrets of all the politicians? It doesn't make sense. Logically, it doesn't make sense, bro.
people could hang around him and not see what you saw? Or did they see it and ignore it? Or
No, they participated.
right.
That's what his MO was, get a massage, get a massage. And what happened in that massage room, I assume was on video. This guy was the greatest blackmailer ever.
Interesting. Okay, so Howard has a different perspective. Now, if you don't know, that guy, do you think he's just telling the truth there? Even this guy who's contradicting the official narrative, this guy literally lived next to Jeffrey Epstein. This guy was like, I'm going to tell the truth.
Everybody's bullshitting each other. It's a whole bullshit shit show. Everybody's bullshitting. Yeah, that's so messed up. Oh my god. The people on, we should really, really be with the victims. Oh my god, those poor victims. Jeffrey Epstein's a monster. Meanwhile, his ass was living next to him. He probably was hearing everything that was going on. He probably had invitation letters under his doormat.
I participated. That guy lived next to Jeffrey Epstein. And by the way, he lied too. I love this video we're about to get into because this guy, Mr. He's the greatest blackmailer ever, does he know something we don't know? Because
Everybody's
it's interesting,
bullshitting, bro.
Mr. I'm his neighbor had to also explain how he had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And he lays it out pretty simply. He goes, yep, I lived next to him, but in 2005, I had such a horrible experience that I knew I could never talk to him again.
He was your neighbor for 10 years. How well did you know him?
We move in 2005, okay? Jeffrey Epstein is arrested in like 08, I think, or something like that.
Right.
So knock on the door. His assistant on like a Saturday says, Mr. Epstein, your neighbor would like to invite you over for coffee. And there's a massage table in the middle of the room. Massage table in the middle of your house?
Look, this motherfucker probably know he just acting surprised. Yeah, oh my god, a massage table in the middle of your house? Meanwhile, he probably been to Jeffrey Epstein's basement. So acting all surprised. You can't bullshit the bullshitter, bro.
And he
Come on.
says, every day. And then he gets weirdly close to me.
Ooh.
And he says, and the right kind of massage.
Ooh.
Now my wife is standing here. So she looks at me and I look at her and we say, I'm sorry, we have to go. And we left.
Yeah, cause his ass is gonna be like, bro, you can't. The bullshit alarms are going off. Woo! You're telling me his ass would be like, yeah, you can leave now. Yup. We have to go. Acting like you're invited at the principal's office. Yeah, we have to go. You're telling me this bull doesn't have security, bro? You're telling me this bull doesn't if you wanted you there, your ass would be there? This isn't a freaking trip to the principal's office. Yeah, we have to go. Hell no, he's bullshitting. It's bullshit.
And in the 6 or 8 steps it takes to get from his house to my house.
8 steps, yeah. We're trafficking minors, yeah. Cause if a bull plays music right next to my house, magically my ass is deaf. I can't hear nothing. There's minors being trafficked at my neighbor's house. I didn't hear nothing. There's bulls screaming 8 steps away from me at my neighbor's house. Oh, I think I went deaf. I can't hear nothing now. Oh, I'm seeing a helicopter and magically there's monitors being transported to the island. Oh, I think I went blind. I think I need glasses.
My wife and I decided that I
It's
would
all
never
bullshit.
be in the room with that disgusting person
Nah,
ever
fuck.
again.
Well, he couldn't be more clear, could he, right? He says, hey, I may have been his next door neighbor, but I met him once before the 2008 guilty plea. Remember I said that was a big deal? And we got invited over, and it was like 5 seconds, and we left, and we realized he was a creep. We were out of there. He made this rude, lewd comment in front of my wife. I would never go see this guy. I mean, he makes it super clear he's gross.
So I was never in the room with him socially.
I tried a ton of AI work tools. Then I tried Monday.com. Game over. Monday.com is super easy to use and
For business or for even philanthropy. If that guy was there, I wasn't going because he's gross.
These other guys, they may have participated,
They participated.
but Howard Lutnick, he could never.
Hell no.
He's too good of a guy. Well, guess what we found in the old emails?
Oh, let's see. Oh no, I'm not surprised. He's in the emails. Oh no.
Looky. It's Howard Lutnick writing in to Jeffy Boy in 2012. Hi, Jeff. We're landing in St. Thomas early afternoon planning.
2012. So he can't bullshit and be like, yeah, I didn't know. Because 2008, he got arrested. Oh, he's a criminal. This shit was in 2012. So whatever excuse he has, throw that shit out the window. Let's see.
Head over. Where are you located? What's the exact location for my captain? Does Sunday evening for dinner sound good? Is this the guy you said made a lewd comment to your wife and, I could never be in front of him? He's gross. Guess what the next email is? My boy's wife messaging in, saying we're headed towards you in St. Thomas. Later, the subject line, Jeffrey Epstein. Good morning, Howard. Jeffrey wished me to pass you along. Nice seeing you. They clearly met. And
Let me tell you something. Another thing, bro. At these islands, it's not. A lot of people have the idea that it was just, kids being trafficked and kids being raped. Yeah, that's true. But there were other things going on. These bulls were definitely doing 100%. These bulls were definitely doing satanic shit. Satanic shit. What does that mean? If I'm doing satanic shit, it's in the files, bro. It's just everything. I'm not talking from my ass. Baal was a ancient Canaanite. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but basically an ancient Canaanite god, right? Where people used to sacrifice their babies. Babies. They used to sacrifice babies for something good. If I sacrifice baby Jimmy over here, I'm gonna get $100 million. If I sacrifice babies, these people 100%, bro, they work with the devils. So yeah, of course I'm gonna have connections with them. This is the sick mindset these people have. Yeah, of course I'm gonna have a connection with him because he has connection to that world. And I want $100 million. I want $100 million. So I'm going to go to one of these rituals, fucked up rituals, and sacrifice baby Jimmy for benefit. That's how it works. And God knows what else they were doing, but it wasn't just, kids on there, poor kids being trafficked over there. There were much more things going on than the average, typical, Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile. Yeah, fork in the kitchen. Everybody knows that. There were more shit going on that the reason why he has all these connections to all these people, world leaders, politicians. He had something. It wasn't just kids. You're telling me every freaking politician likes kids? Come on, bro. Maybe, yeah. Sure, yeah, they all like kids, but you're not gonna be around someone just for kids. Like, there's definitely another benefit you're getting from being around this devil.
Lying about it to your face, to the American public's face, and they tried to hide it from us. I cannot emphasize this enough. They're lying through their teeth.
Bro,
You think this
bro, another thing, bro. Another thing that really, really pains me. The American people have been lied to for so long on the news from all these billionaires, politicians. They just lie on top of lie on top of lie. When are we gonna get the truth? When are we gonna be free from this bullshit, bro? Of everyone's a bullshitter, no one's true. When are we gonna be free from this bullshit, bro?
I perfectly remembers a 2005, like walking in the guy's house. I remember exactly what I said to him.
It's all
My
bullshit.
wife and I looked at each other, and he wouldn't remember the 2012. I boated over to his private island for a dinner. Is that what we're really thinking? Is that what we're expected to believe? This is a moment.
And in 2012, right after you got arrested. So, yeah, you're having dinner. You know, basically, public news, this was a criminal. Yeah, let me just go have dinner with him. Yeah, I didn't know. Oh, whoa, he's a criminal? Yeah, this was after his arrest. So, you basically have no excuse now. So, 100% stamp that shit. You're a bullshitter. Stamp it. Bullshit.
Lapse in his judgment. No, these guys don't even care about being consistent. And they're all throwing each other under the bus. Don't you remember Elon Musk saying the time to drop the really big bomb? Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have.
Your ass is in there too, buddy. Your ass is in there too. You're acting like that's like a gunshot. Yeah, no shit.
Haven't been made public. My guy, you also are in the Epstein files very clearly doing stuff you lied about, okay? So is Howard
I love
Lutnick,
how,
who says,
another thing, bro. The shit is all just emails. Notice that it's all emails. Like we keep saying Epstein files. That's his emails, bro. That's not even files. When I have a file on you, I know when you went to the bathroom. I know when you took a shit. I know when you had breakfast. An email is me saying, hey, I had breakfast at IHOP. See, two different things. So this shit is just the emails. It's not even the files. So where are the files that we don't know? We don't know.
yeah, Bill Gates, he's probably getting blackmailed because he participated. What did you do on the island over in 2012, Howard? Do we know that? I mean, does anyone care? Now, the last thing I want to talk about is some of the most explosive stuff. It's also, again, I have to say, unverified, okay? This is the NTOC, the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, and the challenge with confirming some of this.
Did you just say unclarified? Literally, that what, the FBI is not even reliable now? What's reliable now, bro? Wikipedia? I gotta look on Wikipedia. What?
Also, again, I have to say, unverified.
Unverified.
Okay, this is the NTOC, the FBI's National Threat Operations Center. And the challenge with confirming some of this is that these are anonymous tips, or they black them out at least, so we don't know who they are, and anyone can drop a tip. Now, that doesn't mean that you should disregard them. It just means we can't verify them. The other challenge is that the FBI has a heavy incentive to discredit anything.
Maybe good, maybe shit. Maybe good, maybe shit. Depending on the day, depending on whether it's a Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay, I understand.
With Donald Trump in it, just because he's in the White House right now, obviously. And so I want to be clear, there are notes related to some of these submissions where they say things like complainant was spoken to and deemed not credible. Additional research showed 3 separate redacted. You know, it's hard to tell how much this is the proper due diligence of the FBI, which they should be doing, of course, and not all complaints are credible. But also there's this obvious conflict of interest with the fact that the sitting president is in some of these complaints. But here they are. For what
Oh,
it's
that's why. That's why.
Complaint summary.
Cash Patel's ass doesn't want to release it. Yeah, maybe good, maybe shit. Can't bullshit me, bro.
Blank reported an unidentified female friend who was forced to perform on President Trump approximately 35 years ago in New Jersey. The friend told Alexis that she was
Of course
approximately
it's New
13
Jersey. It's always New Jersey. Holy shit. Holy shit. Of course it's New Jersey. Where else would it be? What? Antarctica?
14 years old when this occurred, and the friend allegedly bit President Trump while performing. Friend was allegedly hit in the face.
Alright, what am I reading? What am I listening to, bro?
after she laughed about biting President Trump. The friend also said she was abused by Epstein. Later, there's very explosive claims about big parties with her, other younger girls.
And my ass thought Diddy was bad, bro. Holy shit, bro.
And older Victoria's Secret models, including Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. There's claims third hand about a female victim of Epstein's who wants to publish a book citing Leslie Wexner.
How the fuck did this guy become president?
Bill Clinton, Donald Trump,
Holy
Ghislaine
shit.
Maxwell is in the videos as well. And it goes on like this for a while. Some of the complaints are just like very graphic, and obviously I'm gonna censor out some of it. But I should also mention the DOJ claims that some of these claims were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election. To be clear, the claims are unfounded and false, and if they had any shred of credibility, they would have certainly been weaponized against President Trump already. Now, I agree that if a complaint is timed right before an election, there definitely could be some other motivations to that. But it's also ridiculous to say that anything in the Epstein files, if it were true, would have come out already. Because why didn't we see the stuff about Bill Gates, for example? I mean, that stuff apparently has been sitting in here for a long time. And not only...
Oh yeah, he
no one
looks
talked
like,
about it,
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He looks like he got some little
I mean, that stuff
freaky
apparently
ass
has been sitting in
disease.
here for a
Yeah,
long time.
yeah, I can tell now. Yeah, bro, yeah. I can tell. From the way he's sitting, yeah. Yeah, I can tell he got some little nasty ass STD. I know.
And not only did no one talk
Freak ass.
about it, the FBI literally covered for it. I mean, they said that this was not the case. There are big claims against a lot of powerful people. Nobody in that file really wants to rock the boat or release the files because then they get in trouble and their buddies get in trouble. And that's a huge problem. So I don't really buy the idea that, oh, if it were true, it would have already gotten out. I don't buy that. That's why.
One day, I will create a website where I will sell my handmade merch. Yeti style. Limited edition.
I am increasingly disgusted by the way this is all a big joke to liars like Howard Lutnick, who deceived the American public about the status of his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
That guy was there. I wasn't going.
Now he testifies under oath that he actually went to the island of the creep and brought his kids.
We had lunch on
What? What?
the island. That is true, for an hour, and we left with all of my children.
Nevertheless, every time Epstein is brought up, this guy can't stop chuckling. Here's Lutnick laughing again when Trump is addressing a question about Epstein.
To talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation.
I don't know. I could ask you that question.
He thinks it's the funniest thing he's ever heard. And maybe it's because they really think we are buying it. Maybe it's because they think, hey, we're just going to get away with this. We can just
Hold on, I don't want anything
the
from...
lies are so brazen.
Yeah. We might have to just, you know... I want something like deadass. I don't want something from a freaking noose. Hold on. I want the full, yeah, I need something like this. Full analysis. It's not bullshit. This is what we need. This is why, bro, this is why I was delaying this, bro. Because, you know, when I react to shit like this, like, it's not gonna be funny, like. That's why I was delaying this shit.
A few days ago, the Department of Justice added to their massive Epstein files dump, which is now sitting at something like 3.5 million documents in total. And ever since the most recent release on the 30th of January, I've been digging through to see what I could find. There is still so much to dig through, and new revelations are constantly coming out from people sifting through the data. Just to give you an example of just how much material was released, this recent dump consisted of 4 datasets, which were numbered 9 through 12. Several of the datasets are hundreds of gigabytes in size, and that's with them being compressed into zip files. With all that being said, I'd like to share everything that I have uncovered over these last few days. Just as a warning, a lot of what you're about to see and hear is extremely disturbing, and yeah, just brace yourself.
Apparently you can go from 0 to a complete site in just a single prompt with Wix Harmony. I don't know if this is going to be possible or...
This is one of the most disturbing aspects of the new release, but it gets a bit muddy as what we're about to talk about is clearly a collection of anonymous tips and complaints sent to the FBI, typically via phone calls. One of these complaints, which can be found in Dataset 10, was received on July 4th, 2016, through a report to the FBI's public access line. The call was made by an attorney representing an anonymous Jane Doe to report, quote, the sexual exploitation and rape of a minor child of 13 years of age by Donald J. Trump and Jeffrey E. Epstein. Maher stated that his client Jane Doe was enticed to cross state lines to visit with Epstein and Trump to perform sexual acts on both adult men at special parties hosted by Epstein. Doe was told that this was to further her modeling career and something that she had to do. During the summer of 1994, after her 7th grade school year ended, Doe took a 3-day bus trip from her father's home in the Midwest under the pretense that she would be visiting her grandmother. Doe traveled instead to New York City in order to start a modeling career. Doe was initially turned down and asked to return with a portfolio at a later time. While waiting for her bus home, Doe was approached by Redacted and was urged to return to attend a party hosted by Epstein so that Doe could meet important people in that field of work who could help her break into a modeling career. Doe was also told that she would be paid for attending the party. Redacted mailed Doe a buddy pass plane ticket to fly her back to New York. Doe attended 4 of these parties and was paid around $500 for her attendance. Redacted instructed Doe to use the name Redacted at these parties. The complaint then goes into such a graphic description of SA that I can't even read it here verbatim on YouTube.
Bro, don't.
The complaint ends with the following. Doe was then threatened with violence by both men to not make any report of what happened. Quote, "We'll make you disappear like Redacted."
Alright, let's say Redacted. We'll make you disappear like Michael. We'll make you disappear like Rebecca. So, bulls were getting killed for saying shit.
It's not clear exactly who this young girl was or if this report progressed beyond the initial complaint.
Didn't, obviously.
Again, I'm obligated to say that this simply is a record of a complaint made over the phone. Nothing regarding the complaint has been proven definitively, and little to no other information surrounding this phone call is available to the public. Something that I feel the need to mention here as well is the fact that the FBI sits within the executive branch of the United States government, meaning they are directly held accountable to the president. Based on the fact that this was reported to the FBI just months before Trump entered office in January 2017, there's a clear conflict of interest here. Of course, the same goes for the actual release of the files occurring right now, with Trump back in office for his 2nd term. If he really is implicated, well, that means he's the boss.
Holy shit. Yo. Oh my god, bro. Holy shit. No wonder why that bull wants to be in office. I wonder why he wants to be in office. Holy shit. Because this was hot. All this was hot when, bro? 2017, 2018, 2019. If my ass is in office, if I'm president, and I can see everything, the FBI is under my hand. I can see all that. Of course I'm gonna be in office, bro. Of course I'm gonna get elected hella times and run every single time there's an election like 2016, 2020, 2025. Yeah, of course I'm gonna run for a re-election. I don't want that shit getting out there. I have the FBI. Whenever I'm in office, I have the FBI under my hands. I don't want that shit getting out. I understand, no. I understand. bullshit alarms are really, really precise today.
Loss of the entire department entrusted with uncovering those crimes. Of course, this one report is just one of many, many reports like this in the files. At this point, I decided to search for more of these FBI complaint forms in the
I understand now.
files, and I found this one in dataset 9. Unfortunately, it's almost entirely redacted. Oh well, surely the FBI had good reason to redact the entire thing.
Oops! Oh no! Oh no! Why would we redact such a thing? Oh, oops! Oh, whoa, oh! Why would we need to redact this at this time? Oh!
Protecting victims' privacy.
I think, like, you know, someone's in there, guys. I think we have to cover.
All right. Since that's literally the only legal reason they can redact these files. According to the text of the Epstein Files Transparency Act, the U.S. Department of Justice may only withhold or redact information for a very narrow set of legally permitted reasons, most prominently to protect victims' personally identifiable information. They are barred from withholding or redacting information for any other reason. With that in mind, let's move on to the next complaint form that I found. Wait a minute. Are you telling me they redacted the exact same file 2 different ways?
Anything but do their job correctly, bro. Yeah, let's just put a black picture on the thing. Oh, I think there's like a new employee working his first day. His ass did a mistake, and his mistake, there was no undo button. So I think his ass just got fired. Cause how are you gonna tell me, yeah, guys, let's put a black picture right here. 2 minutes later, oh, the whole thing is right here. Definitely a newbie mistake. 100% newbie mistake.
Well, they actually did it 3 different ways.
Oh,
because while
3 different ways? Holy, bro. How many new people are we hiring?
I found yet another copy of the same exact document with even less redactions. Let's read this version and see what's inside.
They're hiring a lot of newbies.
To try and figure out why they redacted that first one. Complainant stated that she is a professional artist and took pictures of her sisters, 12 and 16 years old, for her own personal artwork. Epstein stole the photos and negatives and is believed to have sold the pictures to potential buyers. Epstein at one time requested redacted to take pictures of young girls at swimming pools. Epstein is now threatening redacted.
Bro, listen, once again, I'm gonna tell you once again, bro. I'm gonna tell you once again, for the 1500th time, let me tell you something, bro. This is surface level. This is surface level. Yeah, he was doing this weird shit with minors. Surface level. There's layers to this shit. There's layers. It's like a swimming pool. Yeah, everybody, when they go swim, everybody that wants to go swim, what do? Oh yeah, we'll put off our feet in the water. But bulls that actually know how to swim, people that actually know what's going on, already know how to swim. Bro, they can swim in the deep end. Exactly what's going on here. Surface level knowledge, yeah, he was doing this weird shit. It's way deeper than that.
Tells anyone about the photos, he will burn her house down.
Bro, this is like a threat. Bro, that's like a threat. I tell you, if you call me a poo-poo head. If you call me a poo-poo head, hey, shut up! I'm gonna burn your house down! Hey! You call me poopy head? No, you the poopy head. I'm going to burn your house and not even put it out with the fire extinguisher.
Document is super disturbing to me for several reasons. The first reason is the fact that nearly the entire document was originally redacted by the Department of Justice even though no sensitive, identifiable information is present, at least not from what I can see. And this is a really big deal because this kind of thing, where multiple copies of documents are found with varying levels of redaction.
Bro, who are they hiring at the FBI agency? I think they hiring new people. I think they knew or something. Like, this guy, this has to be a newbie mistake. Newbie, next time, redact the whole file, newbie. Oops, yeah. Ooh, sorry, guys. I think I actually accidentally revealed one of the things.
Can be seen all over this latest release of the Epstein files. It's important because it means information is being withheld and blacked out for essentially no reason. These instances...
They're just bullshitting, bro. like, bro, they'll have like a whole freaking black line of redaction just for it to be some bullshit. Yeah, like the date or something or the time it was sent. Like,
is where there's duplicate copies.
They're just redacting anything at this point, bro. Just be redacted like the freaking they be redacting the freaking exclamation marks, bro. So you get confused.
We can view directly are where we've got.
They hiring newbies at the agency
that they removed important allegations, testimonies, and other information that might be necessary.
For the real shit, bro. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you dead ass stuff, bro. For the real stuff that's actually important, that whole shit will be redacted. You can't find copies of it. But for the stupid shit, oh, oops, oh, wow, redaction uncovered. Woo!
To painting the full picture. We might never know what information was pulled or blacked out that we'll never get to see.
Look, bro, you're gonna get to see it after 2028. Trust me, bro. Everything will be revealed after 2028, okay? So never say never, okay?
Take this document, for example. Yeah, it's literally just a bunch of black pages.
Why even have that shit
in here? Is it another complaint form?
Bro.
With
Let me tell you, this shit is gonna get revealed in exactly January 21st, 2028. That's when you're gonna get to see this shit uncovered. Might as well January 23rd, 2028, bro.
Testimony against elites or those in power? Did the Department of Justice decide to save their own asses by fully redacting a page incriminating their boss? We have no way of knowing, but because of instances like this, we know that they are.
We know that there's some dumbasses over there, bro. There's some, not so bright ones in the shed working at the almighty agency.
Important information that they legally have no right to redact. But there's even more important revelations to be made in regard to this document.
All right, bro. We've been on the freaking document. We get it, bro. There's an idiot on the doc. We know. But can we, bro,
Whoa.
Yeah, we know there's some idiots working at the bureau.
Nina just built an app.
We know, bro.
The friend was allegedly hit in the face after she laughed about biting President Trump.
Okay, I think I know that one. I know that.
A secret to the public.
This is surface, once again, surface level, bro. Yeah, this is, fork in the kitchen. Your 80-year-old grandma with dementia knew this shit. Everybody
knows a lot of
this.
evidence to support this, though there's a near total lack of information regarding who these children actually are or where they ended up.
Probably you're either dead or not even on the radar no more.
Something that isn't talked about nearly enough in the public discussions of Epstein is his obsession with genetics and human enhancement. He appears to have been fascinated by eugenics and the process by which he could create superior offspring. In the early 2000s,
motherfucker wants to create Homelander.
He confided to prominent scientists like Marvin Minsky, Steven Pinker, and Martin Nowak about his plan to impregnate up to
Hold on now. Now, you cannot bullshit me, okay? You can't bullshit the bullshitter, bro. Hold on, go back.
By which he could create superior offspring.
He could create, so he got scientists. Okay, Mr. Epstein was so interested in created superior beings. Okay, so back to the shit where he was blackmailing people. The agency he was blackmailing people for, right? You're telling me a government agency, a nation, isn't gonna use somebody as a spy to try and give them information, try to benefit their nation somehow, in some ways of, you know, genetic superiority. Yeah, bro, like it wasn't him, bro. Yeah, sure it was him, but he was getting this information for his boys. He was getting this information for his boys, bro. What does his ass have to do with making superior race? No, this was you know how I'll give you an example, bro. You know how, listen, my friend, he is so scared to go talk to this girl. He's absolutely terrified. So I do him a solid. I'm like, yo, what's up? Can I get your number? I give it to my friend, and my friend texts his crush, right? He can't do it. So I'm basically helping my friend. I hope some bulls actually understand what I'm saying from this example. I'm basically helping my friend. I gave him information. I gave him information on how to make, on trying to help him make superior beings. Now, ask yourself this question. This bull doesn't give a shit about that. Who is it actually for? It's for his boys.
In the early 2000s, he confided to prominent scientists like Marvin Minsky, Steven Pinker, and Martin Nowak about his plan to impregnate up to 20 women at a time.
The motherfucker thinking Genghis Khan, bro.
On Zorro Ranch, and about his fascination with genetic engineering and artificial insemination.
We're gonna split it 80-40. 80-40. Okay, 80-40. 50-50. We'll split it 50-50. 50% was for his freaky ass, weird ass obsession. Like word in the dictionary, weird. Obsession. For his, you know, his weird shit going on, his mental issue with minors that's going on. 50% to that. Another 50% was to the boys. The boys want to know how to make superior beings.
Fertility
to put in the military.
And selective reproduction. These facts specifically are nothing new. It's been reported on for many years now. He also founded the Southern Trust Company in the U.S. Virgin Islands in 2012, which pivoted to DNA mining and genetic company in the U.S.
Listen, bro. Who took the picture? We have to ask ourselves these questions so we don't bullshit. I don't like bullshit. This is an anti-bullshit channel. Who took the picture? Someone he knows. All right. Someone he knows. If someone he knows took the picture, then he definitely has access to the picture. Okay, he has access to the picture, right? How come he didn't delete it? Why were these pictures, right? Why were these pictures here? Why were they here? They weren't deleted. They were in the gallery. For what reason were these pictures in the gallery? What, so we could go look back at them later? Yeah, sure. Yeah, maybe he's a weirdo. No, there's no maybe. Forgive me. He's a weirdo. Yeah, but why didn't you just delete them? There's a reason why he didn't delete them. He could have just deleted them, bro. There's a reason why he kept every single photo.
2012, which pivoted to DNA mining and genetic analysis, surprisingly amassing $200 million in revenue. With this context in mind, I want to point you to the following PDF found within dataset 12. The document is a scanned copy of some kind of coded scrapbook, apparently written by a victim of Epstein. If the account told within this book is true, I don't know. I really don't even know what to say.
Tell me.
If it is, this thing goes so much deeper and splits off into so many different directions than any of us could have ever imagined.
What did I say, bro? What did Fazri say? What did I say? I said, bro, it's much more deeper than, yeah, he was obsessed with minors. No, bro. That's like, if your 80-year-old grandma with dementia knows that shit. Yeah, fork in the kitchen. Everybody knows that. Literally everybody knows that. Everybody wants to go to the beach. Everybody goes to the beach, gets their feet wet and goes back home. The people that know how to swim and know what is going on, that go swim in the deep end, they know what is going on. They know everything. They know this shit is much more deeper than some freak bull inviting bulls to the island. It goes much more deeper than that, bro. It's surface level.
The code is pretty easy to crack. You just have to read the top letter, then the letter beneath it, before going back up to the top line and doing the same in a sort of up and down zigzag pattern. The DOJ also figured this out very quickly and translated it back into plain text for easier reading. Here's what it says. Close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes. Don't speak, she doesn't talk. I can't stop shaking and it's been a week. A decision was made, but I can't tell Jeffrey. These things happen. Why didn't I close my eyes fast enough? The doctor was different again. I think from Israel. He had kind eyes, but didn't speak directly. To me. This was different. A shot and those rod-like things had a hook and so much pain. Ghislaine said to push all the pain away. I don't understand. Blood and water all over the bed, and she was right. Like a feeling when your tummy hurts and you have to push. She said to close my eyes and put her hands over my eyes, but I didn't close them because of these tiny cries. I am so lost. I saw between her fingers this tiny head and body in the doctor's hands. It reached its tiny arm up and had a tiny foot. I closed my eyes, and no more cries. I don't understand. Just say, these things happen. But he doesn't believe that. They yelled and screamed, and he said it would be the same in a couple of months, and she said she was fed up with it all. I don't understand what's going on, and no one will tell me. I can't go to school like this. I can't stop shaking. Why won't anyone make it stop? I know Ghislaine is trying, but nothing changes. Why didn't I close my eyes?
You love building high-performing websites, but you don't love how...
The next page contains a mix of magazine clippings and handwriting, which read, A Short Life, Tragedy. My heart is breaking, along with, I know I am breaking. Beneath this...
Yes, so alright, bro.
A page...
Wait, go back.
Breaking, along with, I know I am breaking. Beneath this, a page from a book containing a poem titled Stillborn, of which the girl crossed out the word still. Beneath this, more coded handwriting. In the hall, Ghislaine said she was beautiful. She was, not is. She was a beautiful girl. I heard her. Where is she? Why did she stop whimpering? She was born. I heard the tiny cries. I can't do this anymore. He was right. A couple of months and 2 pink lines with a hold on being with others until after it was positive. I want to die. Why didn't she protect me? As long as I am wearing what you want, there is no respect for me as a human. I am nothing but your property and incubator. You only trust me when I am under your complete control. I will never trust another man ever. I am the only one who provides and sacrifices everything. I give and give out of terror, and you take all of me. You need me to continue, keeping us all connected. We then continue to the next page, which starts off mostly with several clippings. Our finance department deals with all the paperwork. Unfortunately, the finance department is also family. Who knew? I was born a slave. Life in a parallel universe. Unlike drugs, a woman's body can be sold over and over. The slaves in Lake Placid were invisible. People were playing golf at the retirement community, and right behind them was a slave camp. One U.S. shelter had
we know what the slave camp was.
has rescued 10,000 child prostitutes. We then go to the handwritten code on the page, which reads as follows. This is not surprising, but there is no such thing as a child prostitute. They are children and cannot consent. They are missing the biggest in my own backyard and so many more. Like Mar-a-Lago and where I see Mr. Joe and Mrs. Ann. The following page contains a dictionary definition for the word release, as well as a clipping from a 2003 National Geographic article on slaves in the 21st century, with a small handwritten section in the bottom right reading, "Please release me from this torture and hell." Controlled all by Jeffrey, all the time. Get away from it all. And go to New Mexico? What in the hell? This makes no sense. What about school? Behind the scenes, he is now controlling everything when it used to be Ghislaine who some days acts like she hates me. Secrets of all of them. I am tired of keeping this secret. I know people are wondering, but I can't tell. I am exhausted. Broken promises. I don't understand why she is treating me on some days like I'm the enemy, but then we lay in bed together and she is how she used to be. Warm.
Holy shit, bro. You see why I was trying to delay these types of videos, bro? Holy shit, bro. So, in this fucked up operation, this bitch, Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell, was basically like the mother figure. What the fuck, bro? What am I... Like, bro, this is actually... I'm not gonna lie. This is actually the first time where I actually feel creeped the fuck out. Like, creeped out.
Her feel my tummy, and it's so sad and confusing. Superior gene pool? Why me? It makes no sense. Why my hair color and eye
I wonder
color?
who the doctor was. I wonder what... Like, what's going on? Like, where's the doctor from? Like, I wonder why they have a doctor from a specific country, kind of experimenting with the superior gene pool. I really wonder what's going on. Like, I'm really confused on why they have a specific doctor from one specific country, interested in the gene pool. I wonder, like, I think maybe it's a coincidence. It's just so weird to me. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know why a specific doctor from a specific country is so interested in making a superior gene pool. I think I forgot to, like, turn my alarm or something. Something's up with me today. I think I'm a little bit cuckoo. I think everything I've been saying was right for some reason.
That feels very Nazi-like, but in thinking about these stupid, insane theories he has, I guess in his mind it makes sense. The piano and music comments are made to convince me this is right and will create perfect offspring, he calls them. I don't think it works that way, and it's making me hate playing altogether. Piano or viola, I am starting to resent them both. I miss the person I was before I was made into what feels as a human incubator. My friend, Redacted, realized much of everything and came to get me out of Mary's. She made me leave all things of value on the bed. She put all my belongings in trash bags. I have maybe avoided New Mexico. I have been staying with friends, but never more than 2 or 3 nights because my mother is on the warpath. Redacted have been great, but Redacted saw me changing and knows about the baby. He said he promises to help me and we will figure out what to do.
Yo!
Next, there's an odd page
Armani.
with a red splattered pattern.
Armani! Armani, why are you so weird? I'm gonna go into your live streams. Stay right there. Armani, you're so weird, bro. Armani, you should be banned from the live streams. We're trying to react to something important right now, Armani. Come on, Armani.
All over it.
Wait, what? Armani, you made me like...
The baby.
I was locked in,
great.
Armani!
But Redacted, my mother is on the warpath. Redacted have been great, but Redacted saw me changing and knows about the baby.
I wonder who is Redacted. Oh, could it be some random Uncle Jimmy? Let's see. My friend Uncle Jimmy realized, okay, maybe that sounds weird. My friend, there's someone redacted, someone important here, bro. Someone important here. Yeah, fork in the kitchen. Yeah, that's why it's redacted. But
he said he promises to help me and we will figure out what to do.
He promises to help me. So it's a he. So the he is being redacted. It's not Epstein. Epstein's already, like, his ass doesn't need to be redacted. So there's another he involved here.
He promises to help me and we will figure out what to do. Next, there's an odd page with a red splattered pattern all over it. My heart belonged to her. She was so very beautiful. She was perfect. I can't bring myself to write what happened. I am beyond broken. I only got 10 to 15 minutes to hold and feed her before they took her. She is mine. I want her back. Distraught.
So basically, if you don't understand what's going on, let me tell you. Basically, this child, basically, like, I don't know what the fuck. Like, bro, this is the first time where I'm just speechless. This child basically had a baby, right? The baby is being taken away, being tested for superhuman genes by a specific doctor from a specific country, seeing if it's experimenting whether, you know, superhuman genes work or not. You are my fault.
One day I will create a website where I will sell my handmade merch, Yeti style.
Help me, please. Can't anyone find me? Barely survived all those procedures. My heart is gone. April 22nd, I had no choice. I wasn't ready, and she wasn't ready. My mother had found me, and it was urgent. After so many bonding moments with Jeffrey, Ghislaine, their baby inside me, with me in the middle, she wouldn't even look. Their urgent wasn't ready.
Armani, bro, shut up, bro. Bro, Armani, shut the hell up. I'm trying to lock in right now. Bro, I've been anticipating this kind of video, trying to lock in on this whole video for hella time now, bro. Don't ruin this for me, bro. Stop. All right. You better love me or them. Bob's gonna come out. Yo, chill. Alright, King Locket.
All those procedures. My heart is gone.
Wait. Let me read this. Inhuman prophet left behind. Survived all those, heart is gone. Alright.
April 22nd, I had no choice. I wasn't ready, and she wasn't ready. My mother had found me, and it was urgent. After so many bonding moments with Jeffrey, Ghislaine, their baby, and...
Okay, so their baby wasn't their baby. It wasn't their baby. I really don't know. Like you can't understand the devil. So I don't know what they meant by their baby.
Beside me, with me in the middle, she wouldn't even look at me. We said nothing to one another, and I was so confused. When we arrived at Palm Beach, I was taken to a house close to Jeffrey's, I think called Ocean Boulevard or Street. But it was close, and I was alone, except for a new driver, not Mr. Juan. An elderly French lady whose pictures on the wall didn't have her. She had a thick accent and was kind. She said she had been born to deliver babies and had been doing so before I was born. Similar as the last one with shot and hook, but too much blood with so much water and unbearable pain. She put her hands inside of me and seemed worried. I didn't understand. Something about the baby facing the wrong way and putting pressure on a placenta. Things would have to be different. She said I had to be brave.
A child pregnant with their baby? Bro, what?
And strong and listen to her directions so she could help safely get the baby out. I was terrified seeing so much blood on the bed and floor and started to panic. She had me flip over to my hands and knees and had me push and push, and it was so excruciating. I could feel everything as she tried to guide the baby out, but I was so tired. I felt I was dying, but suddenly, she had caught a beautiful baby girl who made more than a whimper, but beautiful cries. She let me hold her and washed her and brought her back clean and perfect. She smelled so good and showed me how to feed her. But only after maybe 15 minutes, Mrs. M came to take her. I was hysterical and begging for more time.
Mr. M?
He said those horrible girls were in the car waiting, but I wouldn't let her go. The old woman promised me she would be safe, and I had to let go.
Either two things, bro. Either this was a sacrificial baby, or either way it's sacrificial. Either way they're going to be sacrificial. Either this baby's getting sacrificed to Ball, or this baby is literally the next Homelander. Like, bro, that's the truth.
4 pounds, 10 ounces, 18.5 inches long, with beautiful long fingers. I am dead inside. Life has no meaning. I don't want to be here. 6 weeks wasn't even given before being sent back. Punishment for trying to run. Why can no one help me?
Bro, so Ghislaine this motherfucker had a whole sex slave in, like, camp. Like children in camps making yo, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not even 1 hour in. This is why, like, bro, all this, I'm not gonna lie, bro. All this that I'm reading right now confirms 100% the devil is real. 100% he's real. He's real. Like, bro. Like,
I am so lost, and my heart is broken. Is this my destiny?
Why do the biggest names in dropshipping...
Shut up, bro! I'm not gonna dropship! Shut the hell up! No one is dropshipping!
I need them.
Yeah,
everyone.
Armani, we know you escape. Yup.
All to see. I still always dream to build a better world. She went from being a beautiful young girl to a sad, broken child, but maybe a hope that after it all, I still truly had it within herself. One day, I aspire to be like this. She came in like a lamb and went out like a lioness. The final page of the scrapbook shows a little girl with her back to the camera, carrying a sunflower. Of course, these files don't come with much context. We're just handed the raw documents they collected during their probes into Epstein, so from what I can put together, we have no idea who this girl was, where she ended up, what the finer details are
dead,
from within
bro.
this disturbing and powerful
She's
scrapbook.
probably chopped up, bro. She's probably chopped up and thrown in the Delaware River, bro. That's the truth, bro. Either that or completely off the radar in Russia or something.
And perhaps most horrifying of all, what happened to these children? We're left with tons of questions regarding what exactly this girl's role was, given her vivid descriptions of giving birth. She states in certain areas of the scrapbook
what is this, bro?
that one of the children she carried was Ghislaine and Jeffries. This,
I
along
don't
with
think
her referring to her...
I don't think... Oh, no. I don't think that's... I think what she meant was, yeah, a product, but of... A product of them, a product of them, but not their actual DNA baby. I don't fucking know, bro. I don't know, bro. I can't.
As the incubator leads me to believe that she was a surrogate mother for a child whose biological parents were both Jeffrey and Ghislaine.
What the fuck?
However, this contradicts with other statements she makes regarding her own genetics, such as this line from earlier where she states, quote, "Superior gene pool? Why me? It makes no sense."
Bro, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. Listen, she was a product of the maybe his DNA, but mixed into the experiment, bro. The experiment DNA to make the baby fucking Homelander, bro. So yeah, that the product of them, but not the freaking, you know, the product, the literal product of them, if you know what I'm saying, bro.
Why my hair color and eye color? This seems to imply that she is not just a surrogate mother, but that her genes are actually going to be inside of the child, that her eggs are going to be used, not Ghislaine's. Of course, there definitely seems to be mentions of multiple different pregnancies and births, which leads me to the conclusion that, according to the book, one of these children were born and passed away almost immediately, but that one or more children did in fact survive.
Oh my god, bro. That's where they were getting the babies. They make the cream, the cream cheese from the bullshit. The cream cheese. The freaking cream cheese and baby. Hell yeah. Yeah. They needed something like that. The people, bro, let me tell you something, bro. These bulls at the top, 100% they sacrificed babies. Where the hell they getting these babies from, bro? So, oh yeah, some random Rebecca off the street has a baby. No, they have an encampment center of the baby so we can sacrifice it. It's a whole shit show.
And we're carried off to who knows where. Jeffrey Epstein's brother, Mark Epstein, has publicly denied the idea that his brother ever had a child, claiming that he would have told him if he did. Unfortunately,
so you're telling me what? He's like the good brother versus the bad brother? Like what are we? Despicable Me? Like y'all are fucking the opposite, bro? Like, it's just bullshit.
Almost no other information available on this scrapbook, and I'm not sure that I really want to speculate much farther than I already have. If you have any other theories or ideas behind what, and they don't make this clear at all, their website appears to only be capable of displaying a list of PDF documents. Now, that does mean lots of information is available to view directly.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I misspoke. Yeah, the files are there, but once again, their emails are being released. No problem. That's fine. The email, like what I said, bro. Exactly what I said. I can email you right now. Hey, I was just at IHOP, right? Files, once again, files is when You know what time I left IHOP. You know what I ate. You know who I was with. You know what time I went. You know everything. That's called files. Emails is like, yo, I just went to IHOP and sat in the toilet.
On the website, but left out are the videos, some photos, any other files contained in the datasets that aren't PDFs don't seem to be listed in these public lists. The only way to view these hidden files are to actually download the entire dataset zip files
no
yourself
one is doing that.
and view them on your own computer,
I'm not doing that
in the web browser.
What the?
The problem is that
I'm not downloading the Epstein files on my computer.
Downloads
I'm not doing. I'm sorry, bro.
Literally just don't work. Other times, they have even been pulled from the website and currently aren't even being hosted.
Okay, what the fuck was that?
Zero focus.
Alright, bro, what the fuck did I just see, bro? Alright,
this one seems very disturbing at first.
What the fuck is that?
But it's actually just an art piece by a man named Harold Sewart. The picture was found in Epstein's Google Drive, and from what I've gathered, the person in the photograph was digitally edited in. A lot of people have been cropping out the watermark at the bottom, which makes it clearer that this is just some strange piece of art that Epstein downloaded from the internet. Probably nothing more to this image than that. Needless to say, he was a weird guy and into some weird shit. That's probably the mother of all understatements. Of course, there's a multitude of new photographs of former President Bill Clinton hanging around with Epstein.
Whoa, no way! Bill Clinton? At the island? In Jeffrey Epstein's jacuzzi? Whoa! Who would've knew? Who would've thunk? Who would've thunk, bro? I wonder who else is in there. I wonder if Danny's in there too.
Shocker there. Another photo of Prince Andrew lying on a bunch of girls' laps.
Oh, Prince Andrew? Whoa! I thought it was just... Come on, bro. Like I said, surface level, yeah. That's not even surface level at this point. It's just, like, that's not even surface level after what I just watched. That's just, like, what the fuck did I just, like, that's what the fuck level. There's the what the fuck level. There's, I want to, just, like, I don't know. There's no levels to this shit. This shit, you can't put
with
levels.
Ghislaine Maxwell in the background. This one's just uncanny looking with all the redacted faces. Something like you'd see in an analog horror video, not with a member of the royal family.
Prince
I have a feeling this was already released beforehand. Maybe it wasn't, but this is a photo of what Epstein's cell looked like following his death. I'm baffled at the amount of different sheets that were present in the room. I can't tell if those were all from his bed or if he, like, requested more of them for some reason.
What is that?
This next one is a video which appears to show a girl whose entire image has been redacted by the DOJ. However, what makes this already disturbing video miles more unsettling is the fact that we can see a DNA paternity test kit on his desk, seemingly indicating that at one point, potentially with the young-looking girl in the video, Epstein felt the need to see if he was the father of someone's child. As with the others, no other context or information is available. And just in case anyone was wondering if this video was actually filmed by Epstein, the video listed directly before this one in the files, clearly taken in the same instance, shows a paper on the desk in front of the person filming. The only words visible on the paper are Jeffrey E. Epstein. I don't really feel like showing many of the other videos that are in here. They are all heavily censored, of course, but just knowing what's behind some of these boxes
they know, bro,
is too much for me to post here.
Yeah, literally.
I tried to look through to see if there was anything interesting or incriminating against other people, but for the most part, it's just disturbing videos of young girls dancing, and of course it's all redacted, so It's just very strange. I was up until like 2 in the morning working on that section, and it just, I don't know, left me with a very sick feeling in my stomach. On top of that, there's also just videos like this one.
Dog?
Typically, these
what is
are like
that?
several second clips of essentially nothing except for a black box. Next, I found this collection of several strange videos containing several
don't show
people,
me.
but they center around a figure who appears to be a young girl in one of Epstein's residences. Even though these are censored, I'm going to blur them anyways because, again, they're explicit and I don't really know what's going on here.
I think I might have an idea.
The girl is wearing this see-through outfit and rings this red bell in different clips.
Hermione, bro. Shut up, bro.
There appears to be some writing on the bell, but I can't really tell what exactly it says from the short clips. Next, there's this
What the fuck is he doing? What the fuck is he doing?
Of a video.
Is he playing hide and seek with a kid?
Seen chasing a group of girls around his kitchen, acting like he's a kid himself. It's just disturbing to see this monster acting so innocent and playful. I don't know. This one just gives me chills. This appears to have been a folder of developed film prints from around what I can only assume is Jeffrey Epstein's island. I include this one not because of any particular revelations inside, more so just because of how uncanny and ominous these photos are. They depict these otherwise beautiful scenes. If it weren't for these black boxes and whoever or whatever is behind them, the photos easily could have been postcards depicting a tropical paradise. It's only with the context of Jeffrey Epstein that we realize this couldn't be farther from the truth. Who are these people? Where are they now? Are they okay? What happened to them? What did they experience on that island? Of course, we'll probably never know. In a separate file, we find this photo. Looking more closely into the background, we see that Epstein is surrounded by boxes which say CIA. Again,
I wonder where he got those from. Maybe he might have picked them up from Home Depot. Maybe, you know, who knows? Who knows, bro? Who knows? Maybe he actually picked them up from Home Depot, or maybe a secret intelligence agency is providing him with the Home Depot CIA boxes. Maybe, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's all AI. Maybe this is just AI.
we're left with more questions than answers. Where was this photo taken? Who was he with? What was he doing there? What's he doing with the CIA? Again, we'll probably never know. This next file...
I really, like, I'm really two-sided here. But, like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't, like... It all adds up to me, bro. Maybe he picked them up from Home Depot. He picked up CIA boxes from Home Depot, or maybe like agency provided him. Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. He picked it up.
We'll probably
100% picked this up from Home Depot. No doubt in my mind, he picked this up from Home Depot.
Never know.
Home Depot Intelligence Agency. Maybe he did. I think he did, bro.
This next file contains a bunch of photos showing Epstein with a variety of people, including several children who he appears to either be hugging or sitting next to.
Yo, mind you. Like, these are like 5, like, they look 5, bro. They look 5. Children sex slave camps, bro. Enslavement camps, bro.
Again, just very creepy. No idea who this girl is or why there's a massive framed photograph of it hanging up on a wall.
What am I looking at, bro? I think, bro, I think I'm gonna, like...
Guys.
That's pretty much the gist of the most notable stuff that I
you're
found.
acting like we just covered the freaking how to solve X plus B.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go throw up.
Yeah, me too, bro. Now I'm with you. Can you tell it? I gotta go to the bathroom for this. I gotta go to the bathroom. Hold on, chat. Hold on. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Maybe he was just working at Home Depot like a regular old fart. I'll be right back, chat. All right, chat. We're back. Yeah, this is not gonna be easy. Holy, bro. Holy. All right, let's get to the next segment. The obvious part. He was obviously working for Home Depot. Like, bro, like, this bull was obviously working for Home Depot. 100% he was working for Home Depot. Don't convince me otherwise. 100% he was working for Home Depot. Right.
Been following my Forbidden Knowledge Iceberg series on this channel, then you might remember my coverage of Epstein in a previous installment of that series, with the focus being the allegations and evidence of his ties to Israel, as well as his various potential connections
No freaking
to...
way! No way, dude! Turns out he was a Home Depot worker. No freaking way. This is outstanding. The power of knowledge. Yo, bro, he was working at Home Depot, bro.
Intelligence agencies,
no
such
freaking
as
way.
Israel's Mossad.
Whoa!
There are multiple facts that really seem to indicate that this is the case, but honestly, none of which that prove this is true beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Wait, what? Say that again?
None of which that prove this is true beyond a shadow of a doubt.
You got the Home Depot logo on the... Oh, bro, he was working for Home Depot the entire time. Oh!
Lots of circumstantial evidence, you could say. From where I stand, the key intelligence connection was through Ghislaine Maxwell's father, Robert Maxwell, the media mogul who...
Now we're gonna get to the meat now. Now we're gonna get to the meat. I knew... The entire time, I knew that he was working for Home Depot. You cannot bullshit me, bro. I knew since I was 11, he was working at Home Depot. I know, bro. He was obviously working at Home Depot. It's no doubt in my mind. Not 100, not even 100%. 1,000% he was working at Home Depot.
Publishing empire comprising Pergamon Press, Macmillan Publishers, as well as Mirror Group News, which runs the Daily Mirror. His vast media empire meant that he really did have quite a large amount of power over public narrative in the media. All that being said, Robert Maxwell is all but confirmed to have been a Mossad agent in the 80s, smoothing deals to allow for the sale of bugged Promise software.
What? He was a CEO since... He was working at Home Depot since
into United States nuclear labs, leaking untold swabs.
What does Home Depot have to do with nuclear? Home Depot wants to kill people?
Of nuclear secrets back to Israel for their own development of a nuclear weapon. Again, I covered this in depth in another episode of the Forbidden Knowledge series. He served as a back-channel communicator, covertly delivering messages for Israel to and from high-level figures, and has been described as an asset by former Mossad officer Ari Ben.
Oh, he's an asset to Home Depot? Yo, I wonder if he has a raise, bro.
Menashe in the 1990s. Ben Menashe then goes on to explain in his accounts that Robert Maxwell is the one who introduced Epstein to Israeli Maxwell.
He's the one that got him the job at Home Depot. That's why connections are important, bro. It can land you jobs at Home Depot.
His main accomplice throughout his criminal activity.
Shit.
When Robert Maxwell died, he was buried in Israel with Israeli President Chaim Herzog.
No, he was buried at the first Home Depot. Oh, shit.
Delivering the main eulogy, and Prime Minister Yitzhak Shamir also in attendance. Reports consistently mention at least 6 serving or former heads of Israeli intelligence services also having been present at the funeral.
Oh, even the CEO. Bro, the CEO of Home Depot was at his funeral.
I'm actually listening better than I ever have.
Ari Ben Menashe also claims that Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Israeli intelligence targeted U.S. politicians and elites with underage girls to gather compromising material for Israeli leverage.
I'm not gonna even say, but what did I say? What did I say? From the first second of the video, what did I say? What did I say? What did I say?
Insured victims were...
I knew he was working at Home Depot. I knew it. He was working at Home Depot.
To make acts criminal, not just embarrassing. Further compounding evidence of this comes from the actual victims and investigative reports from the authorities. Now we're going back to that
a doctor from Home Depot pulled up to that girl's freaking pregnancy. Oh my God, Home Depot. What the hell, Home Depot? Home Depot!
96 complaint form from earlier that we looked at involving the artist Maria Farmer and the explicit photos that Epstein stole from her. Well, the way that she got into that situation was that she had been employed by Epstein as an art advisor, scout, and receptionist at his East 66th Street townhouse in Manhattan. She acquired art, greeted visitors, and ran errands with Ghislaine Maxwell. Of course, with Maria being the very first person to report Epstein to the authorities, this was well before any of these allegations were known, so Maria Farmer is not to blame for not knowing about this stuff. During her time working for him, Epstein personally showed Farmer a hidden media room or security room with multiple monitors displaying live feeds from hidden pinhole cameras in bedrooms and bathrooms throughout the townhouse. She explains that he led her through a concealed door disguised in an interior limestone wall. Pushing it open revealed a room equipped with banks of monitors, TVs.
No freaking way. Oh! Oh! Chrissy! Oh! Oh! Watch it, Chrissy! Watch it, Chrissy! Oh! Oh, shit, really?
Stacked on top of one another. She noted the presence of men seated in the room, actively watching the footage, whom she believed at the time.
Hold on, why am I getting Rothschild vibes from this photo? It's like... Why am I getting that same vibe? No, it can't be.
The presence of men seated in the room, actively watching the footage, whom she believed at the time were part of Epstein's security or monitoring team.
Monitoring
According
team.
to Farmer,
Home Depot.
quote, "I'm like, I am never going to use the restroom here, and I'm never going to sleep here, you know what I mean? It was very obvious that they were, like, monitoring private moments." She described that the entire house was under constant video surveillance with cameras capable of capturing highly personal activities. Later, she spoke to multiple sources describing Jeffrey Epstein's network as a blackmail ring tied to the mega group.
Well, fork in the kitchen. If you have a fucking bed in the middle of the shit, in the middle of the room. Oh, is there cameras here? Oh, what? Why is there just a bed in the middle of the freaking room with a pillow? Looks like a freaking hospital bed. Oh, there's camera.
Describing Jeffrey Epstein's network as a blackmail ring tied to the mega group, a network of pro-Israel billionaires, including Les Wexner, whom she referred to as, quote, the head of the snake. With all of two mega group, a network of pro-Israel billionaires, including Les Wexner, whom she referred to as, quote, the head of the snake.
Oh, Chrissy! Oh, watch it, Chrissy! Oh! No, I don't think I heard that thing. Can you go back?
What new evidence might have come out in regard to the blackmail ring. Look through the recent DOJ dumps to see what new evidence might have come out in regard to the blackmail ring. And yeah, there's a lot.
Wait, go back. I don't think I heard you.
Later, she spoke to multiple sources describing Jeffrey Epstein's network as a blackmail ring tied to the mega group, a network of pro-Israel billionaires, including Les Wexner, whom she referred to as, quote, the head of the snake.
Oh, Chrissy,
With
watch
all of
it,
that
Chrissy.
background in place, I decided to look through the recent DOJ dumps to see what new evidence might have come out in regard to the blackmail ring. And yeah, there's a lot.
My name is Julie, and I live in Sheepshead Bay.
See, like, bro, bro, I swear to God, bro. Like, I'm like seeing like the disgusting shit and then going back to, you know, teens like 14, 15, 13. Like,
in 6th grade, something.
Like, bro, like, this was the shit. This was probably someone exactly like this girl, bro. being transported to one of these islands, bro.
Happened to me, so I ended up transferring schools.
Like, bro.
I used to leave the house sometimes, not as much.
We'll start off with this document.
Fuck, bro.
This PDF comes from Dataset 9, and it's a copy of a confidential human source reporting document. This is a completely different kind of document from the FBI complaints we discussed at the beginning, because a confidential human source is essentially a formally vetted informant who is actively registered and working with the FBI.
Wait, what?
They're a completely different kind of document from the FBI reporting document. This is a completely different kind of document. There's a lot. We'll start off with this document. This PDF comes from Dataset 9, and it's a copy of a confidential human source reporting document. This is a completely different kind of document from the FBI complaints we discussed at the beginning, because a confidential human source is essentially a formally vetted informant who is actively registered and working with the FBI. Their identities are known internally, they're subjected to rigorous vetting, suitability checks, and periodic validation of their statements, where they are continually checked against deception indicators. With this in mind, what you are about to read is from one of these confidential human sources. Date of contact, 10/16/2020.
It's recent.
Captioned confidential human source, CHS, was asked by the handling agent about information he or she may be aware of related to improper domestic or foreign influence over the electoral process in the US. CHS already provided some of this information documented in previous reports, but he or she expanded on several matters as described below. Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz. CHS learned that Dershowitz influenced many students from wealthy families. For example, Josh Kushner and Jared Kushner were both his students. Dershowitz told CHS that if he were young again, he would be holding a stun gun as an Israeli intelligence Mossad agent.
Home Depot?
CHS believed Dershowitz was co-opted by Mossad and subscribed to their mission. CHS still continues to communicate occasionally for Dershowitz. Butting in here for just a minute, for context, Alan Dershowitz, again, is an American attorney who taught at Harvard Law School from 1964 until his retirement in 2013. Dershowitz served on the defense team that helped secure Epstein's lenient 2008 non-prosecution agreement, following some of his initial public trafficking allegations. I also feel that it's important to note that above, when the source references how Jared Kushner was a student of Alan Dershowitz and that he had influence on him, well, Jared Kushner, for those who don't know, is Donald Trump's son-in-law through his marriage to Ivanka Trump.
Oh, our whole family's connected to Home Depot. Oh, watch it, Chrissy. Watch it, Chrissy. Oh, shit.
Jeffrey Epstein was represented by Dershowitz. CHS remembered Dershowitz telling Alex Acosta, the U.S. attorney of the Southern District of Florida at the time, that Epstein belonged to both U.S. and Allied intelligence services.
Okay, I did not.
CHS,
okay, I actually did not know that. So he was working. No way. He was working for both Home Depot and Lowe's. Okay, this is new to me. He was. How do you work at both jobs?
His students. Dershowitz.
How do you work at both Lowe's and Home Depot?
Told CHS that if he were young again, he would be holding a stun gun as an Israeli intelligence Mossad agent. CHS believed Dershowitz was co-opted by Mossad and subscribed to their mission. CHS still continues to communicate occasionally for Dershowitz. Butting in here for just a minute, for context, Alan Dershowitz, again, is an American attorney who taught at Harvard Law School from 1964 until his retirement in 2013. Dershowitz served on the defense team that helped secure Epstein's lenient 2008 non-prosecution agreement, following some of his initial public trafficking allegations. I also feel that it's important to note that above, when the source references how Jared Kushner was a student of Alan Dershowitz and that he had influence on him, well, Jared Kushner, for those who don't know, is Donald Trump's son-in-law through his marriage to Ivanka Trump.
Who would have thunk? Everybody's connected to Home Depot.
To be honest,
holy shit.
Sometimes I actually have no idea what's going
No
on.
frickin' way. Home Depot? Not Home Depot.
Jeffrey Epstein was represented by Dershowitz. CHS remembered Dershowitz telling Alex Acosta, the U.S. attorney of the Southern District of Florida at the time, that Epstein belonged to both U.S. and Allied intelligence services. CHS shared phone calls between Dershowitz and Epstein during which he or she took notes. After these calls, Mossad would then call Dershowitz to debrief. Epstein was close to the former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Barak, and trained as a spy under him. Barak believed Netanyahu was a criminal. Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the United Arab Emirates are allied against Qatar, Turkey, Iran, and Syria. One of are criminal. Saudi Arabia is Barak believed Netanyahu trained as a spy to the former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Barak, and trained as a spy under him. Barak believed Netanyahu was a criminal. Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the United Arab Emirates are allied against Qatar, Turkey, Iran, and Syria. Arab Emirates are allied against Qatar, Turkey, Iran, and Syria. One of CHS's, redacted, who presumably worked redacted, asked CHS a lot of questions about Epstein. CHS became convinced that Epstein was a co-opted Mossad agent. CHS advised Chabad is doing everything they can to co-opt the Trump presidency. Chabad is basically state-sanctioned Judaism. It is used by Putin to keep tabs on all the Russo-Jewish oligarchs. On the day Trump was elected president, Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner were at the gravesite of Rabbi Schneerson, who was the most powerful rabbi in the Chabad network. Kushner has moved a lot of Russian investment money around. The FBI should investigate Kushner's family charities to find evidence of corruption and money laundering, as Chabad routinely uses charities to launder money. CHS provided the attached article entitled Jim McGreevey and His Main Man by Craig Horowitz, published 9/10/2004. While the article is old and centered on Charles Kushner, that is, Jared Kushner's father, it highlights and documents the deep ties the Kushner family has with Israel and their history of corrupt business practices and alleged violations of election laws. CHS stated that if the FBI is serious about investigating the Kushners and their relationships with Middle East, they should look closely at Ken Kurson, who, quote, knows everything. CHS advised that this was a real collusion story. Trump has been compromised by Israel, and Kushner is the real brains behind his organization and his presidency. After coming across this document, I thought to myself, well, I wonder what else of note I could find if I can locate...
Bro, no way, bro. Home Depot.
Any more of these CHS reporting documents.
Damn, bro. It's really like Lowe's versus Home Depot, bro.
I realized that at the top of the form, there's a name for these forms. FD-1023. Given the fact that these forms have much more credibility to them than the anonymous tips from earlier, I decided to plug that into the DOJ's Epstein library search engine and got 30 results back. Of course, I decided to flip through each of these. That search led me to this next document from another confidential human source, with the date of contact for this report being December 23rd, 2021. US Per, short for a specific US person identified by the FBI, had been to Epstein's residence and believed he was a, quote, construct who was playing a role. Specifically, Epstein was running an Israeli state-sponsored technology collection and extortion operation.
Oh, Chris. Watch it, Chrissy. Watch it, Chrissy. Oh, shit. Oh. Whole time he was working for Home Depot. Oh my goodness, bro.
This assertion is backed up by two variables. One, who his benefactors and assistants were. Two, what activities he was involved in. Due to the number of secrets Epstein must have been aware of, it's not surprising that he did not last long after being put into custody. Involved in, who his benefactors and assistants were. Two, what activities he was involved in. Due to the number of secrets Epstein must have been aware of, it's not surprising that he did not last long after being put into custody. Two, what activities he... One, who his benefactors and assistants were. Two, what activities he was involved in. Due to the number of secrets Epstein must have been aware of, it's not surprising that he did not last long after being put into custody. Epstein started with two main sources of money. Epstein was very close with Ghislaine Maxwell on all aspects, legal and illegal. Maxwell's father, Robert Maxwell, was a very wealthy Israeli intelligence Mossad agent who died in the 1980s after falling overboard from a yacht, but it was widely suspected he was assassinated. Maxwell was very close to Epstein and is currently being prosecuted for helping him groom young girls to have sex with visitors to Epstein's estate. Epstein's operation lured some of the most powerful and influential people in the world to his home, where they had the opportunity to have sex with young girls in lavish situations. This would have been recorded in some way, which could be used to control and extort non-cooperators as needed in the future. The American billionaire and founder of Limited Brands, Leslie Herbert Wexner, was born in the US by parents of Russian Jewish origin. Wexner formed close relations with Epstein in the 1980s and became his primary benefactor. Wexner let Epstein run his business from one of his homes. With his mysterious and seemingly endless source of investment funds, Epstein went on to become one of the biggest donors in cutting-edge technology being developed at Harvard and MIT, and gained full access to the research facilities as a result. Epstein was represented by Harvard professional Alan Dershowitz, who is a staunch Jewish Zionist with suspected connections with Mossad.
Make a move with Hostinger Sale. Bring your idea to life with Hostinger Horizons AI.
The rest of the raw text was redacted, and unfortunately, unlike earlier, I was unable to find another copy of it that the DOJ decided not to redact. Again, as we discussed earlier, this could have been a completely meaningless redaction that didn't protect anybody except for the people who are implicated in these crimes. There could be some horrible information in here regarding further connections between Epstein and Mossad, but of course, we will never know because the DOJ decided to.
Damn it, bro. Who, like, bro, the Home Depot, bro, who is Home Depot?
Redacted. Anyways, here's a section from another CHS reporting document. CHS worked as a redacted when the first Epstein plea deal was struck between 2005 and 2008. CHS believed both Maxwell and Epstein were Israeli spies. Maxwell's sibling did a lot of stuff for the Israelis, and her father was a Mossad spy. CHS commented that one of the things spies do is try to take photos of themselves with prominent people, rich and famous people, and then present this to their handlers to give themselves credibility. CHS believed Maxwell would do this frequently. One such example was the photo of Maxwell with Elon Musk, which was part of her con to take photos with prominent people. This is all obviously super interesting stuff. It would be interesting to know who these sources were and if these allegations were ever verified by the FBI. There's obvious circumstantial evidence that Epstein has ties to Israel, but unfortunately, nothing that's been released yet seems definitive enough to be considered direct, damning, irrefutable evidence of his involvement with intelligence. However, with that being said, of course, there can only be so many coincidences before things start to smell a little damning, irrefutable proof that he truly was operating a honeypot blackmail operation against the elites in our country. Again, don't get it twisted, like, I definitely think that that's what was going on, but in order to prove it to everybody, including the people who are not as in-depth into the files as we are, we kind of need some video or photo that just blows any sort of argument out of the water. Unfortunately, due to what we've just read about our politicians and political elites potentially having been corrupted and captured by this very blackmail scheme, the United States government could and might absolutely be complicit in a large-scale cover-up, especially if someone like Donald Trump has been compromised. Howard Lutnick, the billionaire CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald, a powerhouse Wall Street firm, has long positioned himself as a financial titan and philanthropist. He was Jeffrey Epstein's literal next-door neighbor, living alongside his now infamous Manhattan townhouse during the 2000s and 2010s. Lutnick's ascent to power reached a new political peak in 2025 when President Donald Trump appointed him to be the United States Secretary of Commerce, a role placing him at the epicenter of U.S. economic. People who have put their trust in Elon, seeing him as an innovator intent on carrying the human race forward with Tesla, SpaceX, and his other companies. And while I'm not going to take any of that away from him, and I do believe he's done a lot of good, these next few emails are something I don't see him dodging or talking his way out of. This email chain, released in the recent batch of files, occurred between Elon Musk and Jeffrey Epstein years after Epstein's widely publicized 2008 conviction for soliciting prostitution from a minor. Epstein had pled guilty to those state charges in June of 2008 involving solicitation of prostitution with someone under 18. His crimes and lenient plea deal were major news stories at the time, covered extensively by media outlets, making his status as a convicted sex offender public knowledge well before this correspondence between him and Musk began in December of 2012. The DOJ's recent release included several emails between Musk and Epstein, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Elon actively sought social interaction with Epstein despite knowing his criminal background.
I just built a budgeting app. What? How? Base 44. Look, it pulls our...
In late 2012, Musk explicitly asks, quote, "What day or night will be the wildest party on your island?" This wasn't a passive acceptance of an invitation. This was an inquiry about when Jeffrey Epstein, a known sex offender, would be having the wildest parties on his private island. Musk indicated he and his then-wife Tallulah Riley would attend, showing clear intent to visit. Epstein later writes to Elon on the 24th of December 2012, stating, "You are welcome to stay or just come for the day. Plenty of room. I will send a heli to get you." Musk replies the following day, on Christmas of 2012, quote, "Do you have any parties planned? I've been working to the edge of sanity this year, and so once my kids head home after Christmas, I really want to hit the party scene in St. Bart's or elsewhere and let loose. The invitation is much appreciated, but a peaceful island experience is the opposite of what I'm looking for." Epstein responds that day, writing, "Understood, I will see you on St. Barth. The ratio on my island might make Tallulah uncomfortable." Obviously referencing the ratio of men to women, or men to girls on the island, potentially making Tallulah Riley, Elon Musk's now ex-wife, feel strange. Musk replies several hours later, "Ratio is not a problem for Tallulah." If that wasn't sketchy enough for you, it gets worse. In fact, I almost missed this one, but this email which comes exactly 2 years after the events we just discussed in December of 2014 with an email reminder from Google Calendar, likely to one of Jeffrey Epstein's assistants. It simply states, Elon Musk to Island, December 6th. Little other context was available for this email, but I'm going to assume this wasn't a fluke, and instead almost definitely signifies that Elon and Epstein were at least in the process of a different negotiation for him to go to the island. A separate one from the previous arrangements that were made in 2012. To be fair, there's no evidence in the released files that Musk ultimately traveled to Epstein's island, but the emails demonstrate that he was apparently willing to, and even enthusiastic about, doing so. This directly conflicts with what Elon claimed in the past before these emails leaked, with Musk repeatedly denying any close or voluntary connection to Jeffrey Epstein, portraying their interactions as minimal and or unwanted. He consistently claimed that Epstein tried repeatedly to invite him to the island, but he refused, describing Epstein as a, quote, creep or a creepy loser. So did he ever end up actually going? We have no idea. Elon says he never went, but based on his track record, I'm not sure we can trust him anymore.
He went, yeah. Bro, it's the opposite with these people. If they say no, it's yes. If they say yes, it's no.
Again, this one is just really sad. I know a lot of people who had faith in him, who trusted him, who were inspired by him, and looked up to him as an innovator.
Not no more.
Never meet your heroes, I guess. Its interactions with Epstein were a major factor in their divorce several years ago. The most explosive revelations actually come from a set of emails which Epstein only ever sent to himself.
Yeah, I can
Each
tell
being sent
he
on
got some fuck-ass disease, STD.
July the 18th, 2013.
He looks like he got AIDS. He
seems to have sent several modified versions of this email to, again, himself over the course of around 2 hours on that day, indicating that he had been poring over this for some time. Strangely, it appears that Epstein had been writing these emails from the perspective of Boris Nikolic, Gates' science advisor. He seems to have been pretending to be Nikolic, writing a resignation letter from his perspective in which he would also threaten to expose Gates' alleged misconduct. This appears to be either blackmail preparation or some kind of a power fantasy. Epstein seems to have created at least 7 versions of these drafts, refining allegations he could potentially use as leverage against Gates after their relationship soured. By writing from Nikolic's perspective rather than his own, Epstein could frame the damaging claims as coming from Gates' trusted advisor, making them seem more credible. Although Epstein did actually know Boris Nikolic, it doesn't appear that he was actually involved in the writing of this email at all. Instead, the most likely scenario is that Epstein was using his real friendship with Nikolic to craft more believable blackmail material for whatever reason. Again, it doesn't seem that this email reached Bill at the time. Regardless of the strange format and intentions behind the email, the information it reveals regarding Bill Gates, if true, is fucking crazy and reveals...
Meanwhile, this boy was trying to look like an angel. Yeah, I give my whole salary to charity. Guys, guys, go get the vaccine.
Just some of the compromising dirt that Epstein had on powerful people, such as Bill Gates.
Give me the truth. I'm not fooled by it.
Experience Japan on a journey customized to you. Explore futuristic.
I'm not fooled by it. Charity. Yeah. Philanthropist.
This email reads, quote, "What I did receive, however, was an unfriendly, strongly worded email telling me how employable I am and that I should not look to you for any significant financial help in the future. To add insult to injury, you then subsequently, with tears in your eyes, implore me to please delete the emails regarding your STD, your request that I provide you antibiotics that you can surreptitiously give to Melinda, and the description of your You also made it clear to me that I am not to refer to redacted. That is another topic.
Oh my god, bro. This fool basically, he's like, yo. He's like, so you're basically telling me you didn't. Like, meanwhile, they were like friends together and like, yeah, basically, you're telling me you didn't kill the guy, bury him, burn his ashes, and come to me asking what I would do. Basically, press confirm. Confirm to go to jail, bro.
That must remain between
confirm the blackmail.
The two of us. In another email Epstein sent to himself on the same day,
confirm
he
the
also writes the
blackmail.
following, seemingly in the form of a sort of confession or resignation letter, again from the perspective of Boris Nikolic. In my role as his right hand, I had been asked on multiple occasions and, in hindsight, wrongly acquiesced to participating in things that have ranged from the morally inappropriate to the ethically unsound, and had been repeatedly asked to do other things that get near to and potentially over the line into the illegal. Though it was kindly suggested that I make a transition to a new position after my 6 years of service, and that Bill would, in his words, give me a generous package, I felt by accepting the package I would be doing a disservice to myself and my future. From helping Bill to get drugs in order to deal with consequences of sex with Russian girls, to facilitating his illicit trysts with married women, to being asked to provide Adderall for his bridge tournaments, I feel I owe it to my friend and future colleagues to admit a temporary moral failure and to ask their forgiveness in order to get this period behind me and to move on constructively with my life. Of course, it seems blatantly obvious that Bill had been involved in some morally questionable extramarital affairs, to put it lightly. Consequences of sex with Russian girls? Illicit trysts with married women? It sounds like at some point, if the facts behind these emails are true, Bill Gates desperately sought help obtaining treatment for the STDs he had allegedly contracted and apparently spread to his wife. It sounds like he might have been trying to medicate her without her knowledge in order to hide the fact that he had the disease and spread it to her, an attempt to conceal the situation from her entirely.
There's more. Final strange email. Oh no.
This one didn't really fit in anywhere, but I had to throw this in.
What is it? Oh my god.
This email. Quote, "Thank you for a fun night. Your littlest girl was a little naughty." It was sent to Jeffrey Epstein from a redacted sender? What? I'm sorry, doesn't the Epstein Files Transparency Act, again, explicitly state that redactions are only to be made to protect the security of victims? Who the fuck sent this email?
Victim! Victim!
Epstein then replied.
You're gonna know after 2020. You're gonna know January 2028. No, I'm sorry. January 22nd, 2028, who that was.
Replies with the following. Great. Sent from my iPad. There's no other context to this email. We have no idea who wrote it because, again, the FBI redacted the name of someone who was involved with the, quote, littlest girl who they met on a, quote, fun night with Epstein.
Oh,
unbelievable.
Victim. Oh. All right, guys. Holy shit, bro. That was literally insane. That was literally insane. What a crazy documentary, bro. You deserve the like. You deserve the like, bro. The amount of research this guy did. Pure genius. Like this should be taught in school. But I'll say one thing from my side, bro. Let me tell you something, bro. No bullshit. None of these people have religion, bro. They do every single thing, every single dirty thing imaginable imaginable. You think it, they probably done it, bro. They don't have any religion. No religion. That's why religion is so important, bro. When you have rules to your life, you have no, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. There's rules to your life. Anybody telling you, yeah, religion's a scam and religion is just slavery and it's a prison. These people are literally an example of no religion. Like literally do anything, do the sickest of crimes, do the sick, literally. I don't think even the devil himself would be doing these types of crimes and this sick shit. But this is what happens when you don't have rules in your life telling you, no, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. It's a rule book. Any religion, bro. Any religion, there's a rule book. That's why religion is so important, bro. There's a rule book to what you do and do not do. Or you can end up like these people going to islands and messing with minors and getting minors pregnant and doing the worst, and sacrificing babies, the worst of crimes. So that's what I have to say, bro. Yeah, these files, bro, like, I wish I ducked sooner on making this stream. It's really been a crazy stream, a really crazy documentary. I hope you guys enjoy this, bro. So many people been asking me to make a stream or like make a video like about what I think and me reacting to it. I actually did not want to react to this. Even I had a poll on my story, guys. What should I do? It was this. It was a skit. It was like Omegle TV. And then this one won. So I'm not gonna bullshit. If people want something, I give them. And it won. So yeah, guys. That's the end of the stream. Thank you guys for watching, bro. I think I'm gonna go pray to God, bro. Yeah. Alright guys, let's end this stream.